Alright, welcome everyone, I'm Ananda MTG, trying to make the magic happen. Today we'll draft Aetherdrift, so without further ado, let's draft. Let's see what is there. There is a Market Backer Walker. Like, every time I open this, I'm not really sure about it. It is a creature. It enters with X +1/+1 counters, but it costs twice X. So if I pay 4, it enters a +2+, it enters a 2/2. But for 4 mana, I can put a +1/+1 counter on his creature. When it dies, I can draw a card for each counter. Like, it's that good. It's a solid creature, but there is a Wicker Folk Indomitable, an Elvish Refueler. That is actually, that's probably the more solid pick for me, in my opinion. Since, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Elvish Refueler, since that is a very strong card. Definitely worth having in any exhaust deck, so I'll confirm that pick. Then there is a Waxen Shape Thief. Not too particularly fond of that card. A Pace Setter Paragon, that is a strong card, especially in the exhaust deck. Then there's an Ranger's Ether Hive. Like, now I'm not sure, do I want to go, is Ranger's Ether Hive better than Pace Setter Paragon? It's a vehicle, so whenever I activate an exhaust ability, I can make a Thopter, and this just has an exhaust ability to put a +1/+1 counter and gaining double strike. I think I prefer that one just because it's a creature. Otherwise than that, this pack is not too exciting. Venom Sac Laygag is something worth. Like, do I probably even take this? Nah, I'll take the Pace Setter Paragon. Let's see where it goes. Alright, so no green cards coming my way, but I do see a Spin Out, which is an exceptional card. Other than that, there's an Unswerving Sloth. 5/5, gaining destructible until end of turn when it attacks while saddled. So, not sure if I want that over the removal spell. And also there is this removal spell. So, black is definitely coming from the right side. Momentum Breaker. I'll take the direct removal. So now now there's a Loxodon Surveyor, a Sabotage Strategist. Intimidation Tactics is okay. That's also solid removal actually. And you can cycle it later, so it's not a lost card in your hand. This is a really good blue card, but I think I want to focus on the black. I should focus on black here, since that seems to be the card that I should be taking from the packs coming from my right. There is an Ooze Patrol, which fits the green and black strategy, and it's a solid card that in the late game, that's a strong creature that definitely needs to be removed. And other than that, there is a Grimbauble, which is also like a solid card, but I think I'm gonna take the Ooze Patrol. Since with the Elvish Refueler and the Ooze Patrol, I have 2 green cards, and then I could be going into the Graveyard Golgari deck. Here is an Engine Rat. That's a solid card. Ripclaw Wrangler, sure. Memory Guardian. That can be good in the artifact stack. I'm not too fond of that. Creature is a flyer for 4. So Keen Buccaneer is a strong card. Midnight Mangler is no, that's nothing special, but the Engine Red, like, it's a playable card. Don't get me wrong, that is a playable card, and I've seen that card being played for sure. That is worth playing, but I'm gonna take the Engine Red. Okay, so there's a Jungle Hollow. Then there's the Calaxion, but I think at this point, going for there's a Streaking Oil Gorger as well. But I think the Golgari land is probably, given the start that I had, the thing that I want the most. So I'll confirm that pick. Point the Way is not really good. I can sacrifice this enchantment, search your library up for X basic land cards where X is my speed. So yeah, that's not really something. And the Grim Javelineer, that's okay. I can surveil off of that, but it's not my most favorite pick. So other than that, there's a Howless Heavy. Like, blue seems to be open. That is a solid blue card that can use as a combat trick. So there is a Wickerfolk Indomitable that can return from my graveyard. So if I get some more Golgari cards, that is worth playing. But realizing that black is the thing I should be focusing on for sure, is definitely a so I'll take the Spectral Interference, put it in the sideboard. Definitely the best decision for me there. Pace Setter Paragon, I'm gonna put that in the sideboard as well. But like green, there's the Elvish Refueler and the Use Patrol, which are both solid cards, and maybe I can even grab some more. Like here, I'm gonna take the Risky Shortcut. It's a playable card. Midnight Mangler, Burner Rocket, and Silken Strength. I'm gonna take the Midnight Mangler, put it in my sideboard. And from this pack, there is the Brightfield Mustang and the Grim Javelineer. So I'll take that one, but I'll put it in my sideboard, I guess. Take one, put that in my sideboard as well. So now what's there? Alright, opening the exact same rare than in the pack before. A Lacrine Armory. There is a Grease Ranch Goblin, Rooketeer Boot Buggy, Mutant Surveyor, and there's a Marketing Catrodon. I think I'll take that. That is a solid late game card, gaining me 4 life. It can be cycled in the beginning if I can't use it, so that's a strong card. I definitely will take that. And now coming Hazard of the Dunes. That is playable as well, with the exhaust ability as well. Given that I have the Elvish Refueler, I think that's a good card. Other than that, there's a Dretcher's Insight. Like, this fits the graveyard strategy, and I think it's probably like, is it really worth playing? Whenever one or more artifacts or creature cards leave your graveyard, you gain 1 life. When this enchantment enters, mill 4 cards, then put an artifact, creature, or land among them milled into your hand. So I can gain a creature for sure, and yeah, I'll just take the Dretcher's Insight since I have more than enough playable creatures. So now here's the Deathless Pilot, which I don't really. It can be returned to my hand, so it fits the strategy. And there's the Spin Out, and I think I'm gonna take the Spin Out of this pack since I have good creatures. Most of them are really good, so I'll take the Spin Out since that is a solid removal. And now coming an Autarch Mammoth. Wow, that comes with an extra body, so that is a super strong card. Other than that, there's a Risen Necro Regent. At maximum speed, at the beginning of my end step, I create a 2/2 black zombie token. There's a Venomsac Lagak, which is a solid creature, but I'll definitely take the Autarch Mammoth since I have seen that change games. Alright, then there's a Kalorna, Coral Tyrant, Shepherd Archfiend. Like, I have played this card, and having a 5/5 flyer in this format is definitely a really strong thing. There's a Velohard Bike that can make mana of any color, and a risky shortcut. So I think the creature is probably what I should take. The Alacrian Armory tune-up. Boom Scholar, that's the first pack, I think. So I'll take the Deathless Pilot out of this one. Why not? Sure. So I have a lot of playable cards. That's good. I think my deck looks good. Could use 1 or 2 more mana fixers and like some solid interactive spells. Run Over or Broken Wings. Why not? I'll take the Broken Wings over the Ancient Vendetta. Other than that, there's an Adrenaline Jockey. That is a really strong card. There is a Collision Course, Stall Out, Grim Bauble. I want the Grim Bauble over the Broken Wings, I think. Oh, now it's too late anyway. Streaking Oil Gorger, that's a solid creature worth taking. At this point, or yeah, like that's what I'm gonna take out of this. It's an evasion creature, so okay, this can make a okay, I'm gonna take the Broken Wings. I playing one copy definitely has had its benefits. So this deck is looking solid. It's good. I have a good feeling about this deck. Definitely could use some more interaction. Streaking Oil Gorger, another one, and the Grim Javelineer. Like, I'll take the Streaking Oil Gorger, but I'ma put it in my sideboard for now to see. Okay, here like that card. Choose a card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name. That's just not something for draft. Wow, what happened? Took up too much time, but there was just a Deathless Pilot, so I could have used the Deathless Pilot, but it doesn't matter. That's okay. So, what is in here? Coalstoke Gearhulk. Like, should we splash for this? Other than that, there's a Hellish Sideswipe. It can be okay. There is a Deathless Pilot. There is a Gibbering Omnivore. That's just a good stat creature, but taking this, splashing when it enters, put target creature with mana value 4 or less from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Well, you know what? I have many good cards that I can totally play. I'm gonna take the Gearhulk and just see if some lands are coming my way. Let's see what in the other packs. Another Autarch Mammoth. But now there is a black and red land. There is also a risky shortcut. This is just so good. It's even better than to splash this. Just making extra bodies is insane. So I'll take the Autarch Mammoth. The splash is, you know, it's a cute idea, but I think 2 solid colors is just always the better choice. Thunderhead Gunner is a strong card. Then there's Gastel Raider. When it enters, I can remove an instant or sorcery, so I'll take that one. At max speed, it gets +1/+1, and Point the Way, Siphon Fuel, Thunderhead Gunner. So okay, I'm gonna take the Gastel Raider, put it on the maybe pile here. Now here is an Intimidation Tactics, Rise from the Wreck. This like a reanimation spell. I think that I can use that, especially since I do have the Ooze Patrol and I have some self-mill. I have the Dredger's Insight. Golgari looking solid for me, and now a Thundering Brood Wagon. When it enters, I can destroy target non-land permanent an opponent controls with mana value 4 or less. That's just insane, and it's definitely what I want in my deck. Putting that in there for sure. Now a Broodheart Engine. At the beginning of my upkeep, Surveil one. That is a solid card. So I think like even if we have the Cold Stole Gearhulk, I'll put it in the sideboard for now and just focus completely on the Golgari strategy. Taking the Broodheart Engine will make me definitely happy here. Just love it when archetypes feel that open. Haunted Hellride. That is okay. When you attack, target creature gains +1/+0 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. So there's just nothing else for me, so I'll take that, but I'm gonna put it in my sideboard. Here is another Shepherd Archfiend, and I have like 2 Autarch Mammoths, 1 Migrating Cattraton. I don't think I really want to play another card that is that expensive. So I'm not even sure if I really want to play the Streaking Oil Gorger. The Grim Javelineer fits my curve, but here is like, okay, didn't see what's happening. Okay, the Deathless Pilot is probably something really worth considering, since it's just 2 mana. I can use it, and I can bring it back from the graveyard. There is a Risky Shortcut, and now there is the Rakdos Land. I'm gonna take it here, just, you know, to see, but paying 2 red mana is just too risky. Don't need the Rakdos thing actually. So I have 26 cards. Here is a point away, nothing for me here. Taking the red card, Streaking Oil Gorger. I'm gonna take it, put it in my sideboard, but I think this deck is actually good as it is now. Thinking about putting the Wickerfolk Indomitable. I can cast it from my graveyard. Actually, you know, I think this deck is just... it's just fine and dandy. Maybe putting the Risky Shortcut out? Or return to draft, sure, yes. What happened? Okay, wow, so, okay, I'm gonna put out the mountain, and now I have 17, 14, 15, 16, 17 lands. It's definitely what I want looking at this curve. Don't need the second Shepherd Archfiend. The Streaking Oil Gorger is a flying lifelinker later on. That can be good. Wickerfolk can be returned. Ripclaw Wrangler, that's just nothing I really need. The other cards are just, well, I think Gastrel Raider is the, yeah, it's okay. It's a 3 mana. Do I want something else for 3 mana? Do I want to play the Grim Javelineer? But I'm not really sure. I think the removing an instant of sorcery can be quite nice in a, like, I could use a little more interaction. This is draw 2 cards, each player loses 2 life, but I think it's okay. I can return things, don't need that. So now I have to put in 1 more card, and I think I'm gonna take the, looking at my curve, I'm gonna take the Grim Javelineer, or just the, yeah, like it's a body, sure, I want that, and that's the deck I'm playing. Looking super solid, can't wait to see that Golgari deck in action. Okay, is that a keepable hand? I think, sure, that is a keepable hand. I will keep that. Keep 7. Play a... Opponent plays a Grease Ranch Goblin, sure. Answering by a Forest and passing the turn. Opponent plays a Swamp. Attacks with the Grease Wrench Goblin going for 2 damage. I'm going down to 18 life, playing a Swamp, followed by the Dredger's Insight. Sure. It's good because I can take whatever I need. I can take an artifact, creature, or land. And what I want from that, boy oh boy. Choose one. I'ma take the Engine Rat just to have the good solid Death Touch blocker for later on endeavors. Cycling a Thundering Broodwagon. Alright. I can return something else like the Autarch Mammoth later with the Rise from the Wreck. Gaston Thrillseeker. Okay, so the opponent is definitely looking to be fast here, and I want to interrupt those this speed. So I'll just play the Engine Rat for sure, and then I'll play the Broodheart Engine, sure. Surveilling 1 is a super nice ability. Every turn, every upkeep I can surveil. If it's a land, I don't need it. I can put it in the graveyard. Surveilling is a fine ability. Opponent played a land. Followed by a Grim Bauble destroying my Engine Rat. Okay, sure. So I will have to kill that. I will have to kill one of those creatures next turn, since that is too fast and I have no blocker. Okay. Deathless Pilot. Sure, I'll take that. And I'll also play the Deathless Pilot and a Forest, and then I'll pass the turn to my opponent. End of my opponent's turn, I think I should cycle that Migrating Catrodon. But you know, if there's just like, if I can draw, I can play it soon and I will enter 4 life. I can stall my opponent, so I think actually with the Surveil I will get the 2 lands fast enough. So they can now only attack for 2 damage. Do I block it? Sure, I'll block it. That's... no, I'll take that 2 more damage. Sure, that's okay for me. Passing the damage, going down to 9 life. Opponent is at maximum speed. I'm cycling my Migrating Catrodon. Drawing a card. Okay. Through a swamp. Not sure if that was actually a clever thing to do. Surveilling 1. Now I have a Gastral Raider. Sure, I'll take it and I'll play it. And I'll make my opponent discard an instant or sorcery card. Like they can still play it, but if they have some sorcery, and it's always good to not be surprised by some spell the opponent has. Gastral Raider still lying on his stack. Opponent can't decide what to do. Not sure how this goes. Okay. Gastral Raider resolves. Opponent. Sure, I will take that spin out and put it in the opponent's graveyard. Now I will not attack. Pass the turn to my opponent. Gotta be on the defensive side here to be sure, and to get to a point at this game where I can just play the Migrating Catrodon, play the Autarch Mammoth. That's what I really want to play rise from the wreck, Utarch Mammoth. Next turn I can play the Elvish Refueler, or I can spin out the Gastel Thrillseeker, which has Death Touch and Haste now, but it's just a 2 mana. It's just a 2 power creature, so okay, opponent has an Embalmed Ascendant, but they cannot cast it. That's the reason why I didn't splash a 3rd color. Maximum Overdrive, sure. I gotta be aware of that. It has Death Touch. It gives a creature Death Touch and Indestructible. It's a fine combat trick. Since Death Touch and Indestructible can change things. Okay, now they are attacking for 3. Like, if I block with 2, it dies for sure. If I block, but I need to block at least with the Gastel Rider. Sure, I'll block. I'll stall as long as it's necessary till I can get my big creatures up in the game. And Ooze Patrol, sure. That is something that's now already strong. Definitely. No, I'm gonna spin out the Gastel Thrillseeker now. So that is what needs to happen. Oh, well, okay, that's important. No attacks now. They use their combat trick to save it, but wow, okay, am I too slow for this deck? I'll kill the whatever, this one. Unblocker. That's 6 damage to my face. Opponent is too fast. The Rakdos deck was just too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I played like an idiot. I can do things next turn. So what's the things I should do? Play the Ooze Patrol. No, it's just, that's just... I'll concede, alright. Let's see if that hand is keepable. Like, I guess my curve is just not good enough, but I definitely still want to keep that. Hoping for the Engine Rat, and hoping for the Engine Rat not be Grim Bobbled. That was unfortunate last game. Opponent had a solid deck, gotta say that. Okay, playing a Forest, a Deathless Pilot, passing the turn to my opponent. But I do feel confident about my deck, and just every other matchup, I think my deck is good enough. Okay, playing the Gastel Raider, hoping to remove any removal of my opponent. They can kill my Deathless Pilot, but I think that's something I can live with. Since it's a Deathless Pilot, I can just return it. Okay, Maximum Overdrive, sure. Don't want my opponent having that. Now I'll attack. Going for 2 damage, there's cycling a Shepherd Archfiend. Going at speed 2 and passing the turn. Opponent plays a Swarm, followed by a Gastel Raider. Sure, I don't have an instant or sorcery, but now they know my hand. Okay, now I think it's time to cycle that, or just put more pressure on my opponent. They have a Tarian, they have a Loxodon Surveyor, so I guess put more pressure on the opponent is the play. And passing the turn. Nice, they blocked the Deathless Pilot instead of the Gastel Raider, even though I I buffed it. Funny. Okay. Migrating Ketradon, so that hard engine needs to go away. And I'ma attack for 5 damage. Buffing a creature for 6 damage, passing the turn. That was a good combination of speed and like, okay, there's nothing Golgari here, just black speed. The Broken Wings was fine though. Okay, Rothard engine, but now I'm attack. That's bigger now. 4 damage definitely, and opponent is at 5 life. I'll play the Rothard engine just to surveil. I wanted some lands, but that is a menace creature. So okay, they're returning a Shepherd Archfiend. Wow, that is clever. Back on track. That's a good card. I don't have that. So spin out, and I think can I take, like, I need something to cast. No, I'll just spin out the Shepherd Archfiend. But then if they're able to cast Ethereum, I'll have this Streaking Oil Gorger. So anything that's not a land, I'll just put it on the graveyard with the Rothard engine. Or let's see what happens. Surveil 1. I want the land. I'll play the land. I'll play the Wickerfolk Indomitable. Passing the turn. Opponent draws a card. They need another forest to cast Titarian. No blocks for me. I'll take the 3 damage. Going to 17. Opponent playing an Archic Emerald Radiant. Creating, wow, oh my god. So I can surveil the Autarch Mammoth. And I can return that later with some spell. And I have one in my hand. What I now need are lands for the Streaking Oil Gorger. And now there's a Dretcher's Insight. Can return a creature. I can return that to my hand, but they have so many blockers now. What I actually want is the Streaking Oil Gorger to fly over this situation, but I think if that's just returning it to my hand, then I need to cast it again. So I'll just attack for sure. I'll attack. They have to block with 1/1. Okay, that's how I would block as well. Archic even grows bigger each turn. So I'll play the Retris Insight. I can return a land. I'll play the land. I'll pass the turn. Opponent's turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I have a pass, all attacks probably 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage to me. But they need a blocker, so I can't play the Streaking Oil Gorger. And at max speed it has lifelink, so the question is the opponent able to pass the damage? Alright, resolves. So okay, playing an Alacrian Jaguar, that card is just amazing. Archic Emerald Radiant, that's just insane. Surveil. Okay, I can't play the I can't play the Autarch Mammoth, and that is exactly what I want. So my opponent cannot do, like, I just hope they don't draw the forest they needed to cast that authoritarian. Other than that, I think I should attack to put the pressure on, keep the pressure on. Like, I'm at 6 life. No, I'm not able to attack at this point. Pass the turn. Wow, that's a close call. Opponent drew a card. Saddling the Alacrian Jaguar, making it a 6/6. Wow, haven't thought of that. Oh my god, I'm not gonna win this, I guess. That needs to be blocked. I'll block that with the 3/3. Other than that, okay, they're attacking with all. So that needs to be blocked for sure. That needs to be blocked for sure. And that needs to be blocked as well. So now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage to me. Is it? Oh no, 6 damage to me. Wow, I should have blocked. Nah, it wouldn't make any difference. I'm dead. Sure. Good game. Alright. And we drew a hand no one can keep. No sane person can keep this hand. I will keep this hand though, and off to a bad start. Putting the Rise from the Wreck back into my library. Opponent plays a swamp, I play a swamp. Opponent plays a mountain, I play a forest, followed by a Deathless Pilot. Alright, opponent kills my Deathless Pilot with their Lightning Strike. Sure. Opponent draws a card, plays a mountain. Plays an Adrenaline Jockey whenever I cast a spell during their turn. Now, what is there? Just need to cycle that. End of my next turn. Grimbauble is also there, but it's just -2, -2. That's just 1, 2 less. Goblin Surveyor, trample, start your engines. At max speed they can exile it. Sure, 3 damage into my face. I do cycle the Shepherd Archfiend now. Filling up my graveyard. To an Elvish Refueler, that's just a fine draw. And an Engine Rat, that will gain me hopefully sometime. So, I'll play the Engine Rat. I'll play the Elvish Refueler. Passing the turn to my opponent. I do have the Grimbauble. And... okay, killing my Engine Rat. Fair, that's fair. Attacking just with 1. No blocks there for sure. I don't understand why they didn't attack with that creature. Starting your engines, but I'm not complaining about it. So, that needs to go away for the Grimbauble. And then, what's the play like? Just make this bigger. No attacks now. Passing the turn to my opponent, who plays a swamp. Like that Rakdos deck doesn't have enough speed. Chitting Gravestalker, 6 mana. Okay, I'll now play the Ooze Patrol, milling 2 cards and then putting at least 2/2 counters on it. Sure, it's now a 6/6. Now I will activate that ability, make my Elvish Refueler even stronger, and not attacking at that point. Opponent draws a card and plays a Grim Javelineer. Sure, attacking for 5 damage. For 6 damage, what to do now? I think I will not block for now. Taking the damage. And now I have a spin out. That is good. That gains me some time. Killing the biggest creature of my opponent. That's definitely good. Activating the ability of the Elvish Refueler, making it stronger and solid, not attacking. Okay, passing the turn to my opponent. Now I feel I have somewhat control over the board, but I am afraid of some removal spells they might have. Crypt Caller, Chariot. What does it do? Whenever you discard one or more cards, create them and tap 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. That is exactly what I want to remove that creature vehicle. Yes. Sometimes you just draw the right answers, making this creature even bigger, but not attacking at this point. Goblin Surveyor, sure. I'm not attacking until I have a definite, secure position to make some good magic happen. Activate the ability, but I do want to grow it even bigger, not attacking now. Okay. I'ma cast the Deathless Pilot now. And I'ma also sacrifice the Grim Bauble. I want those creatures. Yes, definitely, I want them. Playing a land, and now I will attack with the 6 mana creature. 6 mana, like 4 mana. It's a 4 mana for a 6/6, but I just also casted this where it turned out to be a 10/10 straight after resolving. Opponent is casting a Demonic Junker. That is the... When this vehicle enters, for each player destroy up to 1 target creature. Wow. Oh, that's bad. I don't like my Elvish Refueler to be destroyed. If a creature you control was destroyed, put 2/2 counters on this vehicle. Come on. Alright. Now my Elvish Refueler is gone. But I do have some Deathless Pilots. Those are good blockers. They can crew that for 2 anytime. If they crew that and I attack, then both are dead. So I'll just not attack for now. I have a Migrating Catrodon, I have 2 Autarch Mammoths I can wait for. I have solid creatures in my deck that will turn things around. So not attacking at this point. Passing to my opponent, draw a card. Playing a Mutant Surveyor, that is the max speed can be exiled to draw a card. Oh, Thundering Broodwagon, sure. And I'll cast it and I'll destroy the Demonic Junker of my opponent. Oh, now only mana value 4, so I'll just take that 3/3. Okay, they will crew the Demonic Junker, I guess. No, they won't. So next to combat. That also has a menace, so I think I'll just not attack for this turn, but next turn. Okay, that game feels somehow secure. I have a good feeling about it. Sorry. Passing to attackers. Passing to my turn. Alright. Drew a swamp. Not what we were hoping for. But I'ma crew this now with the Grim Javelineer. And now I'ma attack with the Thundering Broodwagon. No, not tapping, not crewing it again. I'll just wanna attack with it, and it has menace. So, ooh, and the Grim Javelineer makes it even bigger. So, are they blocking? Yes, they are. No, they are not. Yes, they are. All right, resolves. blocker. Thundering Broodwagon versus Demonic Junker. That is a fair fight, but I do gain the upper hand, okay? Making it even stronger. Ooh, they can save it. Wow, with the Mutant Surveyor. Now, oh, okay. So they want to get rid of it for sure, but they would. I don't have, okay, I don't have a spell at hand, but what do I want to kill? Like, this needs to be crude. I want to kill the Mutant Surveyor. Even now, this could have surprised me because I didn't think about it. Wow, okay, but now it's too strong. Crazy. So I need to kill the Demonic Junker. Yeah. Well, at least that is gone, but yeah, okay, I'll take that Aetherdrift Mammoth. Passing the turn to my opponent, who draws a card and plays a Pactal Terror. Sure, gaining a life and pinging me for 1. But I drew the Aetherdrift Mammoth, and that is exactly what I wanted to draw and what I needed and what makes me have a super solid board state now. And now I will, like, they can 1, 2, 3. They can make this a 6 6/5. But I can live with that, and they cannot if they lose the... Ooh, no, I'll just wait now, for now. Still wait. If they attack with that, I can just block with the Deathless Pilot. And the Aetherdrift Mammoth, that's going to attack, saddled for 5. And then I will create another token. Do a land, that's okay. Saddling the Aetherdrift Mammoth for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'll attack. It even will be buffed from the Grim Javelineer. I'll attack only with the Aetherdrift Mammoth. And with the Shore also with that. Like, 4, no, that will be killed. And that will also be killed. Ah, they can still kill it. But if they buff this, then it's gonna be a 6. Wow. So I'll not attack, I guess. Not for now. And the turn. What am I waiting for? Like, I'm at 6 life. That something needs to be considered. Playing a camera launcher. You can exhaust that creature and create a Thopter with flying. Wow. They can now buff it for 4. If I just attack with those 2, then they will kill it with the Mutant Surveyor. So I'll play a land and pass the turn, I guess. Create another 6/6. This can only block 1 creature, and I have 6, 5. Like, they have 4 potential blockers. One of them is big. 2, 3, 4. But, like, it can kill my attacker, so I'm not gonna attack for now. Whew. This is big board magic. Okay, exhausting that creature. Draining a life, and I don't have a reach thing. So, okay, pinging. Wow, okay. Next turn I'm dead. No, if I don't find a solution to the flyer. Wow, and another flyer. That's just crazy. Okay, wow. That's artifact synergy working really out. And now I drew what I need. I have a reach thing, but now I'm dead. That's only 1 reach, but I gain 4 life. So gaining 4 life is good. Attacking with an Aetherdrift Mammoth, and they can buff that, giving it 1, 2, 3, 4, making it a 6, 7. That's exactly too big, but if I just need the extra body, so I'll saddle it. I'll saddle it. 2, 3, and but I'm just trading down if I do that. Am I? I'm making pressure, and I'm making them not die. Since that can be 1, 2, like they have 8 mana. Yeah, they can make it a 6, 7. Next to not attack. No attacks. Okay, end the turn. Wow, that is crazy. Yeah, there are so many things to be thought of here. Opponent draws a card. Like this is manas, this is flying, this is flying. If the Pactal Terror is something that I don't like at this point of the game. This can be really annoying. This can be a game changer. So if I attack with all of them, or they're not that, I guess. Too bad my Elvish Refueler is gone. Glamorous Ironclad, okay, sure. Attacking with that one. Okay, so I need to have a Deathless Pilot and a Wicked Folk Indomitable to block that. And sure, okay, now that is gone. I can return that to my hand. I have enough mana. That's well, that's annoying but good. Flying Haster, wow. Okay, so Swamp. What is there? I can return. I will mill 4 cards. I have 12 cards, and then I can return something. So wow. Streaking Oil Gorger, definitely what I want. Having another flyer in that game is definitely what I really like. So that turns out to be good. No, I'm not casting that. I'm casting the Deathless Pilot. And now, wow. Now, wow, what happens now? I will attack with the Ooze Patrol, I guess. One attacker, that's strong. So, making it a 7/6. If that dies, I can surveil. Opponent goes down to 12 life. I go up to speed 2, and I end the turn. I can sacrifice an artifact or a creature, but I don't want to for now. No, because I don't want to pay 2 life, but they cannot attack me. Like, I think I still have the upper hand, and oh wow, okay, ping me for 1 life. Please no more artifacts. Opponent. Wow, that is a thrilling match. Okay, Jungle Hollow, not what I want, but I can gain a life, and that's very important at this point of at this stage. Now I can also, I'll just attack with the Ooze Patrol. 1 attacker, making it a 7/6 again. Opponent. What are you doing? Okay, blocking. Okay, buffing. Blocking and buffing. 6, 7, 2 more. 5, 6, 7. Okay, wow. That was a stupid decision. Now their Mutant Surveyor is gone. Cool. Okay, I don't want the forest. Okay. And now I do think I will 1, 2, 3 flyers, and I have 2 blockers, so that is really good. Having the streaking oil gorger just saved my ass. And here I think, do I want that on the board, or I just don't need it? Not, I don't need it for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures. Sure. Opponent, what are you doing? They have some good deck. Pactal Tarot, pinging a life. Good that I didn't play the Vicar Folk or Torch Mammoth. Yes. Alright. That is exactly what I needed. And now I will need to saddle one of those. Sure, since just it will make me another token. I'll saddle it for 5. Submit 5. And attack with my Autarch Mammoth. But that's the only creature that I want to attack with. Now they're exiling it, drawing a card. Just with my Autarch Mammoth, 1 attacker, gaining +1 and making a 3/3 elephant token. That is definitely nice. Opponent taking the 6 damage. Wow, okay. So going up to speed 3 and to turn. Okay, they making another token. I lose 1 life. I'm at 4 life, they're at 9 life. Streaking Oil Gorger is gonna gain me life, for sure. Max speed, draw a card, discard a card. Discarding and then drawing, okay. And now they attack with all the flyers. Wow, for more than I can block. This needs to go. This needs to go. Now it's 2-4. Well, it was a good game. And that's 3 losses for me with an actual nice Golgari deck. I did not think that this would go that way. I think I made in the first game I made a teeny mistake, but actually I think I played solid Magic here. But I was not able to make the magic happen today. That's okay for me. I can live with that. I hope you enjoyed the video anyway, and if you hit the like and subscribe button, you can really help me out. It's for free, so it doesn't cost anything. Enjoy your freaking day.